Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about history of the world. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for future updates. The study of what the entire human race did in the past, as documented, is known as world history, sometimes known as human history. This contains everything from the beginning of time to the present day. Natural history is not included. Homo sapiens, wise man, is the name given to modern humans who have existed for around 250,000 years. The original Homo sapiens lived with other human species at the same time. Homo erectus, standing man, and Homo neanderthalensis, man from Neanderthal, were among them. They differed from modern humans in a few ways. According to the hypothesis of human evolution, modern humans, Neanderthals, and Homo erectus evolved gradually from previous human-like species. Homo sapiens is thought to have evolved in Africa and expanded over the world, displacing Homo neanderthalensis in Europe and Homo erectus in Asia. When a cranium of a skull was unearthed in the Neanderthal Valley in 1856, Homo neanderthalensis, also known as Neanderthal man, was discovered. Because it didn't look like a modern human skull, scientists assumed it came from a new species. Since then, entire Neanderthal skeletons have been discovered in various locations. Neanderthals before modern humans and were skilled in the use of tools and fire. The style of ancient stone tools frequently indicates whether they were produced by Homo sapiens or Neanderthals, see Paleolithic. Homo sapiens was thought to be the only type of human left after the end of the Stone Age. The climate varies from one corner of the Earth to the next. Some parts of the country are hot all year, while others are chilly. Some parts of the country remain dry all year, whereas others are moist. Most regions have summer climates that are warm or hot, and winter climates that are cool or frigid. Rain falls in most places of the world at different times of the year. Oceanic climates exist in some places of the Earth, whereas alpine climates exist in others. People live in different ways as a result of these disparities. Climate has an impact on the types of foods that can be grown in a certain location. This has an impact on what people consume. When a food is simpler to grow, it frequently becomes a staple. Foods that individuals eat in greater quantities than other foods are known as staples. Grains and vegetables are commonly used as staple foods since they are easy to grow. Different staple foods from around the world include wheat, maize, millet, rice, oats, rye, potatoes, yams, breadfruit, and beans. Climate has an impact on the kind of animals that can live in a given place, which has an impact on the varieties of meat available to eat. Climate has an impact on how people construct buildings, what they wear, and how they travel. Changes in the climate. Throughout human history, the climate of the planet has changed. There are lengthy periods of time when the weather is generally warmer, and long periods of time when the weather is generally colder. There is more ice on the planet's poles when it is generally colder. An ice age is a period of extreme cold. In the Earth's history, there have been numerous ice ages. Humans have been affected by two of them. A major ice age occurred between 70,000 and 10,000 years ago, affecting humanity and their way of life. Between 1600 and 1900 AD, a period known as the Little Ice Age occurred during which the environment was slightly cooler than usual. The term prehistory refers to a period of time prior to the beginning of recorded history. It was used for a long time before people started writing about their lives. This period is separated into two epochs: the Paleolithic, or Early Stone Age, and the Neolithic, or Middle Stone Age, or Late Stone Age. The two ages did not always begin and end at the same time. When people's technology changed, a place transitioned from one epoch to the next. The end of prehistory differs from one location to the next. It is determined by the date on which written records of a civilization can be discovered. The first written writings in Egypt date back to roughly 3200 BC. The first written records in Australia are from 1788, and in New Guinea from around 1900. There were numerous different human species during the Paleolithic epoch. According to current study, the Neolithic era was only reached by modern humans, Homo sapiens. The Paleolithic era is by far the longest period in human history, accounting for nearly all of it. 5. Approximately 2.6 million years ago, the Paleolithic age began and ended around 10,000 BC. 5. When hominids, early humans, began to employ stones as tools for smashing, chopping, and scraping, the age began. When humans began to produce crops and engage in other forms of agriculture, the age came to an end. The Ice Age had an impact on the way humans lived in some locations, such as Western Europe. People in these areas shifted their focus to agriculture more quickly than in warmer climates where there was always plenty of food to collect. The Mesolithic era is the name given to their society, Middle Stone Age. During the Paleolithic era, humans lived in tiny groups. Plant collection and wild animal hunting were their main sources of income. A hunter-gatherer society describes this way of life. Small burrowing animals such as rabbits, as well as birds, and herds of animals such as deer and cattle, were hunted. They also harvested vegetation, such as grains, to consume. Grain is commonly found in meadows with herds of grass-eating animals. Root vegetables, green vegetables, beans, fruit, seeds, berries, nuts, eggs, insects, and small reptiles were also collected. A large number of Paleolithic bands were migratory. As the weather changed, they relocated from place to place. They tracked herds of animals from their winter grazing grounds to their summer grazing grounds. If there had been a drought, flood, or other tragedy, the animals and humans may have gone a vast distance in search of sustenance. During the Ice Age, much of the world's water froze. The sea was substantially lower than it is now as a result of this. From Siberia to Alaska, people were able to walk through Beringia. From Asia, groups of Homo sapiens, humans, made their way to that region. There were abundant grasslands during the period, with numerous huge species that are now extinct. Many groups of people are said to have traveled there over time, and then spread to other parts of America as the weather changed. Stone tools were utilized by Paleolithic humans. A stone tool could sometimes just be a rock. It could have been used to break a shell, or the skull of an animal, or to mill grain on another rock. Breaking rocks to make a sharp edge was used to manufacture other tools. The next step in stone tool development was to chip all of a rock's edges to create a pointed shape that could be used as a spearhead or arrow tip. To make them sharp and symmetrically shaped, some stone tools are painstakingly flaked at the edges. Wooden and bone tools were also employed by Paleolithic humans. They may have also utilized leather and vegetable fibers, but neither of these materials has survived the test of time. Paleolithic people could also manufacture fire, which they utilized for heating and cooking. A horse from the 16,000-year-old Lascaux caves in France. Some of the cave paintings date back 30,000 years. Changes in society characterized the Neolithic era. People began to settle down during the Neolithic period. Agriculture and tamed animals took a very long period for them to evolve. People did not have to travel as much as before as a result of these two factors. Villages could become substantially larger than they were previously. Villages fought and expanded their authority over greater territories over time, and some eventually became civilizations. Humankind also progressed academically, militarily, and spiritually during this time. Human cultures changed as they began to grow crops and domesticate animals such as dogs, goats, sheep, and cattle. People began to stay in the same spot and construct permanent communities, since they could now grow food and keep livestock. This happened between 10,000 and 12,000 years ago in most regions. Their eating habits also changed. More cereals and vegetables were consumed. They began storing extra foods and seeds for later use. There were surpluses, extras, in some years that might be swapped for other items. Many other places of the world experienced these changes at the same time. They did not, however, occur in the same order. The oldest farming communities in the Near East, for example, did not use pottery. Nobody knows if Britain had agriculture or even whether permanent villages existed. Prior to the development of agriculture, early Japanese societies employed ceramics. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.